Hi, my name is Umberto Mucci, and this is We the ItaliaNews, a podcast about Italy during coronavirus times. Today is Friday, December 4. Dear friends, for a strange and ugly twist of fate, yesterday was the day in which there has been the greatest number of people killed by the virus since the pandemic began in just one day, both in Italy and in the United States. And so mine is a double, very strong sadness. We can only protect ourselves and hope that these terrible numbers will come down soon and forever. The Italian government has approved a ban on interregional travel during the Christmas period. People will be barred from traveling beyond their regions between December 20 and January 6 except for work, health or emergency reasons. On top of that, we will not be allowed to leave our towns on Christmas Day, the day after Christmas, which in Italy is a holiday, the feast of Santo Stefano, and New Year's Day. The government resisted pressure from presidents of alpine regions and opted to keep ski resorts closed until January 7, while midnight mass on Christmas Eve will have to be brought forward so that worshippers can make it home before the 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. curfew. Other measures include an obligation for people returning to Italy from European countries between December 10 and 21 to undertake a coronavirus test before traveling and to present the negative result on arrival. Those traveling in from the countries outside of Europe allowed to travel towards the EU, and as we all know, the United States are not among them, must quarantine for 14 days. Then, from December 21 until January 6, all travelers arriving in Italy, including European ones and even Italians returning from abroad, must undertake a 2-week quarantine. Finally, the government has decided that Italian high school students will return to school from January 7. The presence will be guaranteed at 75%. Meanwhile, today it will probably be announced that new regions will have fewer restrictions. Some will switch from the red to the orange zone, others from the orange to the yellow zone. There is a problem with Valle d'Aosta, which is one of the 5 Italian regions with special status with more autonomy. The Valle d'Aosta Regional Council approved a law that claims the autonomy of the Alpine region in the health management of the coronavirus and rejects the restrictions decided by the government for those in the red zone. The law has been challenged by the government, and now the judges will decide who is right between the government and the regional council of the autonomy region of Valle d'Aosta. I don't know how many of you know that in Italy there is a very large community of Chinese people in Prato, Tuscany, employed in the textile industry that is a world leader in that area. There are already many who have returned to China and are about to do so to take the Chinese vaccine. The Italian media published yesterday the confession of Wu Yang, a businessman from Prato, who told that he had already returned to China in August and that he was among the volunteers on which experimental vaccine was administered. He says he feels good and that he has not suffered any side effects. Although the Chinese consulate in Florence has denied these rumors, it seems that the vaccine would cost 80 euros. And above all, it seems that several vials would already be circulating within the Chinese communities here in Italy right now. In fact, police operations have already seized some vials, which are being analyzed right now to understand what they contain. It seems to be the vaccine that in China had already been distributed to those government employees who, for work, are forced to travel around the world, such as diplomatic personnel. It must be said that here in Italy there are not many people who trust China, even on this issue. Every year on the first Friday of December, the report of Censis, the most important study center on Italian sociology, is published. For 54 years now, it has been shooting an extraordinary picture of Italy, describing its changes and habits, inventing expressions and metaphors that then enter into the common language of the Italian media. Censis is an extraordinary influencer. The report published today tells of an Italy that is like a square wheel that does not spin. It advances with difficulty, dividing each rotation into 4 units with an inhuman effort every quarter turn made between heavy thudding and hesitation. The problem was not brought now, but never seen so well as during this unique year. Without a Churchill to lead the way in the darkest hour, capable of being the glue of the communities, our individualist model has been the best ally of the virus, along with long-standing social problems, political fights, and interinstitutional conflicts. Thus, in the year of Black Fear, Italy rediscovered itself frightened, sore, undecided between resentment and hope. 73.4% of Italians indicate the prevailing sentiment in fear of the unknown and the consequent anxiety. In the face of this, the state becomes a lifebelt to cling to at the moment of maximum danger. 57.8% of citizens would be willing to give up their personal freedoms in the name of collective health. Chances uses the expression better servants than dead. Even more so are those who ask for severe punishment for those who do not respect the rules. 1 in 2 young people believes it is right that their peers should be treated before the elderly. And among old resentments and new anxieties, even the death penalty is back among the ideas to be considered, gathering 43.7% of the consensus. Dear friends, you know that in these videos I never talk about the gossip, about the daily quarrels of Italian politics. It does not interest me, and I think it does not interest you, and it is degrading for the whole country. But I have the obligation to tell you briefly that there could be a serious possibility of a government crisis in the near future of our beloved, very messy country we all love. On December 9, the Italian Parliament will have to decide whether to approve the reform of the European instrument called European Stability Mechanism, which needs the approval of all national parliaments of all the states of the European Union. You'll forgive me if I do not waste many minutes explaining these complicated European procedures, giving you and me a big useless headache, which I will save. What is important is that the majority supporting the Italian government is divided into opposite opinions about this, and so far each party has firmly stated that it does not want to change its mind and then its vote. And the opposition seems to be united in not wanting to help in the vote to be held on December 9. If the reform should not be approved, it would be a serious problem for Italy in Europe. Italy would become the only country of the European Union not to approve it, and this would have serious negative repercussions also on the money of the Recovery Fund, the 209 billion euros allocated to Italy from the next European budget. The government could be forced to resign. Make no mistake, all this is not at all certain, not at all. Nothing is certain in the politics of this country. However, it is very unlikely that at a time like this, Italy will be forced to give birth to a brand new government. And even so, it is almost certain that we will not go to new elections any moment soon. The next parliament will have half of the members of the next parliament, will have half of the members of this, and those who are part of it today will try to delay as much as possible the end of this and of this legislature that should arrive in 2023. Also because in 2022, this parliament should be the one that will have to vote the new president of the Republic, and this is a task that no one wants to give up. So in all likelihood, some trick will be invented to save the government and allow everyone to declare to have remained consistent with its promises. It is the national Italian sport much more than soccer. We will see what happens next Wednesday. In the description of what happens in Italy, I had to mention this. It's so for now, and it's so for today. Please spend a good weekend taking care of yourselves and your family, staying healthy and defending yourselves from this nasty virus. Please do not underestimate it. It's so for today. I'll see you on Monday. Ciao from Italy, ciao from Umberto Mucci, ciao from Rome.